Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome everybody to week 4 character rigging, and this week we're going to focus on facial rigging. So we're going to go into create facial rig and look at the project. Okay, so this week, again, we are actually going to be rigging the face. As you can see, we have our grading overhaul and breakdown, the different areas of each of the actual face, different parts of the facial rig, and of course our project file, which I have right here. So as we'll see from our rubric, we're going to have our control system, which is going to be the jaw, eyes, and cleanup. The mouth system, which is going to be worth 15% of the grade. Sorry, control is going to be 15%. Mouth system will be 15%, which we're going to do a mouth control and an expression. The tongue system, which is worth 20%, which is going to create a stretchy tongue. A facial attributes system, which is going to drive our different blend shapes for our face, and the different blend shapes in here. As I could say, the left and right blink, left and right brow, left and right raise, cheek, puff, smile, frown, wide, and ooh. So these are our shapes. You need both left and right of each one of these. So you can see this one, these two guys are worth a big percentage of our points. So let's look at our scene file now. Okay, so here we got our character. So again, brand new file, it's only the bust. You will be creating a bunch of blend shapes on the character's face and making attributes to trigger on them. So why don't I, so this is the base scene and what you're getting on here, which has a skinned character. See? Now in this case, the eyes and the tongue in here, you will be rigging those. You will not be rigging the ears. So I'm going to show a couple of student examples here. So our first one is actually going to have a really good example of our facial attributes in here. Okay, so this one's cleaned. He's got his controls colored on each side. So you can see, I can move the character up and I can say, okay, here's his blinks. Like that, he blinks. Now you can see this one does have a little bit of an issue because his eyes are intersecting with his geometry. So we want to prevent that, even though they're actually good blend shapes. That's something that's a problem. We can do our brow lower, our brow raise. He's got a furrow in here, which is not required, but actually definitely adds a little more. Cheek raise, that one's not the best blend shape in the world, but it's there. Puff. And we got some master smiles. We got these custom controls here, which drive the actual mouth. Smile, frown, and I got ooh, but I want to show another one off that does this a little better. So here's another student project. This one used heads up controls on here. Now you do need to have a mouth triggering system in here, but this one he used to actually use the a virtual control or a heads up control to control different areas of the face. Like that with smile for both. Frown or narrow, like that, ooh. Raising checks. He also has his attributes here. Raise and lower. You can get some intersecting geometry. We want to protect. He actually really does a nice system where he does high and low. This is his lower and his raise are up there. Furrow. Cheek puffs. Raises. Looks like it's a different one, a different flex, blinks, again, intersecting geometry. But his mouth system is actually pretty damn good. He's got a good smile on his face. Good frown. And he actually gets the ooh on both sides. Pretty good. I bring this down like that. Let me reset these. The only thing I have with this system is that his this control on this mouth is Z up, and this one's actually Z down. We do not want that. We want them to be both the same. Like that, so not a bad ooh. That's one of the harder things, to split the ooh into two shapes. This one, here's his jaw control opening up, like that. His eyes work correctly. He does have some values on there that we wouldn't want on there. So that's one thing we want to protect against. He also has got his tongue controls in here. Like that. like that. Good. These are independent controls, so you can move it around. I'm going to hide the character's head, so you can see the character's tongue move around like this. Like that. Cool. Cool. So there's a couple examples of ours. Again, when we look back at our system, you have your base controls for your face, your jaw, your eyes, and your cleanup. You have your controls colored and locked and hidden. He had little things with there, some values where they weren't supposed to be. Then I normally move on to getting the blend shapes, 10% for the attributes, 40% for having all the blend shapes in there and them looking good. Then we got our tongue, which is 20%, which has a stretchy system in it, which I did not do on this character. Let me show his tongue stretching. See? Okay. And then finally the controls in the mouth to control the different areas for these. See, he's happy. Cool. So that's the project we're going to be doing this week. I'm more than happy to see more and more stuff added into it. I'll keep on adding more areas in here for you guys to continue adding on. There is I do have some other resources as you go along to add, because the facial rigging is going to be a really, really long part. This could be just someone's job as they go through. So this is an introduction to the different things you can do in the character's face.